Hello everyone and welcome back with some more Gods of Victory NIKKE. So,
I think I can do it.
last time where we took part in NIKKE, we had pretty much went through all of chapter 15 and pretty much had to deal with the fact that Siwen stole the Vapos bullet that we tried to use on Marion to cure her of corruption. And then she pretty much tried to, and she used said Vapos to cure Missilis of corruption, but now she's trying to sell the lie that she's going to mass produce the Vapos and essentially make money off of it. So all we know right now is that we're going to be getting a support team from Missilis so that way we can see about getting more Vapos. But before we see about heading into chapter 16, which if we complete chapter 16, we should unlock Intercession EX, because it says specifically to clear campaign 16-28 boss, which more than likely is going to mean the last battle of chapter 16. So before that, we're going to see about going through the Lost Sector and clearing these 6 Lost Sectors that we unlocked pretty much after, well, with this last one here becoming available after completing chapter 15. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to fast forward through each of these locked sectors, so that way it will be a nice quick process of you all will be able to witness me going through these lost sectors, but you're not gonna have to sit through the whole thing. And then once we're done with the lost sectors here, then we're gonna see about going into chapter 16 and getting that campaign done, and getting that next bit of the campaign done. So with that, I will begin the fast forwarding process here, and I'll see you all when we're all done with the lost sectors, and we'll see about heading on into chapter 16. Alright, so we are back. And I went in, and as you saw via the montage, that I'm more or less going to be putting in with everything fast forward, I was able to clear through pretty much all except Sector 11 here. Because, well, aside from the fact that there's 2 team setups, from what I can tell, aside from that, there's also the fact that even the full team of the team I was using is not currently strong enough to actually clear the fights. So yeah, I'm potentially gonna have to come back here later, because I do believe, I'm gonna double check here, as far as I'm aware, I cannot actually use the temporary participation NIKKEs. Nope. If I was able to, they'd be here in the top rows. So, nope. But, aside from that, amidst of grinding through the lost sectors, I also got some more entries to go into the hard mode chapter 4. So off screen, I went to hard mode chapter 4 and progressed a little further. And I'll actually show real quick as to where I am currently. Because with chapter 4, I had an encounter here and here, I believe, and then an EX stage right here, which was against Blacksmith. So, unfortunately, even though I'm now at the boss, unfortunately, I used up all the goes for the temporary participation trio, so unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to complete hard mode chapter 4 as of yet. And currently, I also have over 15,000 gems now. Actually, speaking of which, I'm gonna go to the outpost real quick, just to see if my bulletin board progress has completed as of yet. Not yet. So it looks like I'm still gonna have to wait at least an hour and a half for everything to be done. But in terms of this batch, I got 25, 50, and then another 30, so that's 80 gems there. And I do have some more, I do have some episode viewing and whatnot that I can do in the command center, but I think I'll do those off screen just before I see about doing some polls for those banners in hopes of potentially getting all 5 of the Avas. Or rather, all 5 of the Ava pilots. And, let's see, aside from that, yeah, I also went back into second quest. Unfortunately, this time around, I'm unable to actually complete the last stage of the challenge mode, but I went into the minigame, played a stage so I could get the, pretty much the mission rewards, which also include 30 gems there.
It is not becoming.
And I also went into the command center to,
proceeding to target.
Get some more free gems thanks to all the collectibles I've gotten this far. Okay, there's an artifact here. Where is it?
Proceeding to target. It is
I know it's here.
To rush. I will go slowly.
Where? Oh, there it is. Come on.
To rush. I will go slowly.
Oh, I've heard this tune before. I believe this tune is played a couple times when we were having our little spats with Siwan.
On my way. Encounter.
Yeah, we'll use this tune.
We've just received updated map information from Unlimited. This version shows the coordinates for the latest pilgrim sightings over the past few months. According to this, we can expect to encounter the pilgrims here, commonly known as the Mage's Zone, despite it being located in the north where all the particles are low. The concentration in this area averages 100%.
Wow, no wonder communication wasn't possible with Snow White. Even short-range communications are probably jammed. An area completely sealed off from all radio waves.
Oh, yay. So, we get introduced to this squad in particular. Yeah, pretty much some of the more infamous NIKKEs from Missilis. We're teamed up with Jackal, Viper, and the biggest bitch of them all, Crow. Because I don't know if it's going to delve into this chapter, but yeah, Crow is actually a terrorist. She's actually kind of involved with that radical group that actually attacked the outpost previously in an attempt to try and get Marion. Yeah, she's a part of that.
It's perfect!
Yeah, and arguably Jackal and Viper are the nicer of the two, by far. Of course, Viper, she has a pretty troubled past, at least from what I've heard from her through like event dialogue. Like Beautiful Shot, Viper kind of talked a little bit about her past in that event when she was kind of having an argument with Rosanna. And then aside from that, Jackal, yeah, she likes to eat, especially meat. Like if you pretty much have a steak, she'll be your best friend.
If communications are jammed, then we won't be able to report in. We can go on a rampage and get off scot-free! Isn't that right, Captain?
No. That's in the Ark. This is the surface.
That's right. Use your head. Still...
Why don't you ask your new owner?
Never.
What the hell was Sewin thinking? The Exotic Squad, comprised entirely of Outer Rim residents who were turned into NIKKEs after committing first-degree crimes.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. And the worst of the three is definitely Crow. Absolutely the worst of the three. Like, in terms of characters that are hated in NIKKE, the two biggest ones who are absolutely hated by pretty much up until the second anniversary were Sewin and Crow, with Crow being the #1 most hated. But then after Red Shoes came along, she pretty much ended up being pretty much the third also hated character. Though, I would say, well, I know pretty much like 90, like probably over 90%. I would definitely say from what I've seen, or from what I can guess, I would definitely say that potentially 90+% of the community hates Crow with a passion. It's like, there's a whole phrase, I can fix her? Yeah, not with Crow. Unless that involves putting her in, like, I don't know, the rehabilitation center and never going near her again, that's fine. Because trust me, Crow is like definitely one of the more despicable characters in the game. Probably not as pure, like, deranged and evil as Red Shoes, but I would borderline say that Crow and Red Shoes are on par. That's pretty much how bad Crow is based on what I know via the subreddit.
There are even rumors that their leader, Crow, was the former head of Heavenly Ascension.
Correct. And as I think from what I know, based on some posts I read or comments I've read, I'm guessing that she technically is still part of Heavenly Ascension, but not sure if she's still technically part of it in this particular chapter.
What's Sewin doing sending in this sorry lot of support troops?
Easy. she'll probably expect that they'll get us killed. If anything.
I'm more worried about them sticking a knife in my back than any rapture.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Anise. I definitely do not blame you.
Come on. Don't be like that.
Though in all honesty, I think I would trust Viper and Jackal over Crow any day.
Sure, we're no angels, but just give us a chance to redeem ourselves. You see this choker on my neck?
Yeah, it's not an ordinary choker. It's a bomb.
It's a remote bomb. All three of us are wearing one.
Can crows get detonated first?
And Suin has her finger on the button. However, if we bring her this fast, whatever it is, she'll take off these chokers. You know, in exchange for us helping out the Ark and whatnot.
Yeah, but this is Suin we're talking about. I feel like she's not gonna do it regardless and still use you.
Yes, absolutely. So we mean business. We'll help you get rid of all these raptures or whatever you call them.
We'll trust you for now. Yeah. I'm trusting Viper and Jackal, not Crow.
Wolf, follow me.
And then of course, I think there was like a NIKKEpedia like tier list, or more or less like a breakdown in terms of usability for certain characters. And yeah, it pretty much even they even hate Crow on that list because they put her as pretty much unusable. And as far as I know, stat wise and whatnot and abilities, like Crow is actually one of the worst is probably one of, if not the worst character in the game.
Pleased with it.
Not there. I knew that.
Okay, there's a lost relic nearby. Where is it?
They are humanity's enemy, and so I shall defeat them. Proceeding to target.
It might be on the other side of the... Oh, yeah, I can faintly see the twinkle. It's right on the other side of the rocks.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly. Yeah, Jackal's definitely one who's always, she's pretty much eager to, get into action.
I'm blasting away and there's not an ACPU in sight. Ugh, disgusting. Why is it squirming?
Oh, now they add the sound effect with the text. Kind of weird that they didn't do it the first two times.
Enough. They're already dead. You're just wasting bullets at this point.
Oh, really? Sorry about that. Just one more. This punk ruined my toenails. This is complete anarchy. Do you think we should just head back to the Ark?
I'd say ditch them and we go on our own.
These people are criminals. Or worse, terrorists.
One of them is at least a terrorist. The other two, criminal level.
Hey, that word can mean different things to different people.
Yeah, right.
What?
In the old days, terrorists referred to independent freedom fighters in third world countries. Now it's used to refer to outlaws who fight for human rights.
I feel like that's incorrect. Because, there's definitely a difference between freedom fighters and, terrorists. Like, to put in, well, more or less to do a comparison, a better comparison would be, say, the Empire versus the Rebel Alliance in Star Wars. Because, true, the Empire is pretty much in control of everything, but the select few, aka the Rebel Alliance, are fighting back so that way they can in turn free everyone else and thus by liberate the galaxy. That makes more sense, and true, the Empire could see the rebels as terrorists, but here's the thing. The Empire is pretty much morally evil to begin with, and is pretty much the equivalent of a dictatorship, whereas the Rebel Alliance are fighting for the greater good. Crow pretty much, I think, has things more or less a little mismanaged in her mind.
Those who must resort to violence in order to reclaim what's been taken from them. Calling those people terrorists is something only those in power would do.
Yeah. I don't care how you spin it. Terrorism is wrong.
My words exactly. You were just trying to rationalize the act of massacring innocent people.
Exactly.
Innocent? Who are you talking about?
The citizens of the Ark who you attacked.
The people who have converted women and children into soldiers and thrown them onto the battlefield teeming with raptures? All while they sit back living the high life without a care in the world. They're innocent? That's a very interesting interpretation of the word innocent.
Anise, don't listen to them. It's like you said, they're just murderers trying to defend their own heinous crimes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever. I'll just do what I can.
In all honesty, Crow practically would have she would borderline have a similar mindset to someone like, say, I mean, this is probably gonna be an odd comparison, but probably someone like, say, Joseph Seed from Far Cry 5.
The form is so comfortable.
Now, of course, I know one's a cult and whatnot, but still. She's more or less someone who would see that what they're doing is in the right when actually it's not.
Victory for both and me.
It's like, well, I'd say from a moral standpoint, it's wrong.
Proceeding to target.
Because if we think about it, the civilians of the Ark have pretty much no actual involvement in the central government turning people into Nikkes.
I'll follow you closely, teacher.
All right, not there.
What?
Proceeding to target.
Don't get yourself hurt, teacher.
Let me check the mirror for a moment.
That hurts.
And in all honesty, I would rather trust, well, I'd more so trust, Viper and Jackal over anything Crow says.
Your eyes on what a student can do.
Securing victory for their subjects is a king's duty.
Especially since Crow happened to be part of Heavenly Ascension, a group who would willingly shed blood to accomplish their own goals, regardless if they were innocent or not. Is what Crow said bothering you?
I can't say it's not. I know I shouldn't care what a terrorist like her has to say, but I can't stop thinking about it. You know what bothers me the most? Everything that she said was true. While we're up here putting our lives on the line, everyone down there is going to school, watching TV, going on dates. They're living the life I want to live. I was like them at one point.
things will go back to the way they were.
Huh? What do you mean? You got a time machine or something?
No, but I'll do everything I can to make sure you're all treated like human beings.
Hold up, Commander. Let's not go overboard. You know what the central government thinks of NIKKE rights activists, don't you?
Okay, so there's two choices. They consider them guilty of sedition? Don't think I've heard of that word before. Or they consider them terrorists. Maybe the first one?
So, you're well aware.
Even though I'm not quite sure what sedition means.
In the Ark, believing that a NIKKE is the same as a human is illegal. So, as Crow said, violence is the only recourse. But I don't want you to end up in danger because of us. Never. Above all, I feel like this is some form of karma. There was a time when I lived as a human, enjoying a peaceful life. Back then, whenever a NIKKE was sent up to the surface while I stayed underground, I never gave it a second thought. I never cared about them. So, this is my punishment.
That's kind of dark to think about. Also, kind of makes me feel bad for Anise, given that kind of correlation.
It is not becoming
A good student, listen. Let's go, Bolt.
Might as well get rid of this encounter here, since that they're blocking that button.
Bolt, follow me.
I mean, one way you can kind of think about it is that
securing victory for
NIKKE and like hers, or like her, or pretty much most other NIKKEs that aren't really mass production models, are pretty much near as human as everyone else, but more or less have like special abilities. So, in some way, you could probably consider them superhuman. To an extent, of course. Okay, so is there by chance another... See, there's that button there. And... there's one over there, too. Well, we'll continue going this way.
They are humanity's enemy. It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly. Watch over me.
This is pretty close to our practice.
Yeah, given that I don't have a whole lot of time left on the banners, if anything, I may potentially just go for it and try to pull on the banners after this chapter, if anything. Because at the moment, I have a little over a day left at the time of this recording for the banners. So...
proceeding.
A good student. All right, not.
I more or less don't have a whole lot of time. And there's also the fact that,
Let us get off to
there's soon gonna be a update going that's gonna more or less get the game prepared for the next event and banner.
reload.
And during that time frame, I'm not gonna be able to make more progress in the game and clear through more chapters and farm some more gems and whatnot. So, but then of course, after that, pretty much the next day,
Securing victory.
which will pretty much be the 13th for me, that will effectively make it to, that will pretty much make it to where, the banners and the, Ava collab will pretty much end.
We've got a problem. There are frozen sheets of ice between the streets. So what? Can't we just walk across? Uh-oh.
Yeah, the answer's no.
You tell me.
Sometime later.
Listen carefully. Nikke's bodies are incredibly heavy, so when you step on ice, you're in for an ice bath. Why? Why are you telling me that now? Wow. I've never seen a Nikke chattering their teeth like that.
Alright, let's put a jacket on Jackal.
Are you giving me this because I'm cold?
Duh. Sure.
Commander, you are really unique. Nobody has ever done this for me.
Don't let it get to your head, Jackal. They are just softening you up. When the time comes, they won't hesitate to use you as cannon fodder. Then after the fact, they'll shower you with compliments and pretend they care. Haven't you ever interacted with a human before?
You've been burnt before, and now you're taking it out on the commander. She complains when we're mean, then complains when we're nice.
I mean, let's face it, Crow is pretty much the embodiment of bitch.
If that's the case, we might as well be mean all the time. After all, we can't win either way.
And what about all of you? How can you go through life being so gullible? This rookie commander shows everyone the slightest bit of affection, and you seem to think you're colleagues.
We are colleagues.
You say that now, when you're on the battlefield and in the thick of it all. But what do you think will happen when we go back to the Ark? Some of us will be discarded and become lumps of scrap metal. Others will be lionized as they stand on the shoulders of those who have been sent to the scrapyard. If that's what you call a colleague, then the Commander-in-Chief of the Ark and I are very good colleagues.
Master, should I take back the jacket?
Leave it.
Engaging with enemy.
Yeah, if anything, we could send Crow to a scrapyard attached to a missile.
Securing victory for their subjects is a king's duty.
Oh, we got a sub quest here. Treasure Hunter. Come here, it's me. At long last, I've drawn up an honest-to-goodness treasure map. 9 p.m. go to the location of Mart. Is that the... Yes, the agreed-upon place. The Nikkes and I promised that once everything was done, we would go to that place. They said they would have something to show me there. It must be the treasure. Finally, at long last, I will know what they considered so valuable that it was worth betraying me for. Watch your back out there. Okay, so they're over there. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to open that gateway in order to get to it.
Let's go, Bolt. A good student listens well.
All right, not there. I knew that.
Just double check. There wasn't a lost rock here, right?
All right, not there.
Just gonna do a little walk around just to make sure. Okay. So no lost relic. So if I had to guess, maybe it's that button. Means that this pathway is blocked off. That opens that gate. So we'll take out this bow, go over here, take out these two. So I can press that button, then go back over here to take out these guys, then go this way.
I'll follow you closely, teacher.
They are humanity's and
Do more or less a little loop around. And there was that little dome near the start. So I'm assuming that door, door, or the sliding doors there behind the next story battle. I'm assuming that's where that's going. Won't know for sure until we get there.
Now is the time of true beauty. One more victory for Bolt and me.
There we go. That's another 100 gems. And yeah, off screen I did a little bit of math in terms of how much battle data at least I'm going to need in order to get everyone of my
Proceeding to target.
in order to get all 5 of my MLB SSRs. Yeah, it's going to take, well, I rounded it up to where it's going to be, because I went to my roster and did a little test on Cinderella. And for Cinderella, for example, to increase her from level 180 to 190, it's going to take, it was pretty much like just a little under 50 million battle data. So effectively rounding up to 50 million. Yeah, I need effectively like 250 million battle data in order to actually get all 5 of my yeah, in order to get my levels up 5 to level 190, thus getting everyone else to level 190. And it's also costing like,
I'll just do what I can.
I think it also ends up costing like 8,000 core dust as well. But I'm pretty much fine on core dust because I still have several cases of core dust I can open to get more core dust that way, and credits. So core dust and credits I'm pretty much okay on because I do have the resources to get those, to get more quickly if I need it. The battle data though, not so much.
Target down.
Just a moment. Gotta reload real quick.
But yeah, when I tried to do the last Lost Sector that I had available to me, Lost Sector 11,
I will never fall.
to basically put in perspective, the team I have been using, which was Blanc Noir, Rapi Red Hood, Cinderella, and Crown, that team together is like a little over 70,000. But the first battle of the Lost Sector was like over 90,000, like close to like 95,000.
Proceeding to target.
I'll follow you closely, teacher.
All right, it's here somewhere.
All right.
Not there. I knew that. It is not becoming to rush. I will go.
There we go. How'd you get the right spot? Oh, this tune. I think we heard this tune pretty much when we first met Alice and Lumilla. Cool. A nice calm tune.
It is not becoming to rush.
Well, since I don't have to worry about those battles there, since that did open the gateway, we can go over here and take care of this side mission.
A good student.
Oh,
Let's go,
hold up. Where's that
It
item?
is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly. Proceeding to target.
Let's go, Bolt. Coming.
No, no,
Proceeding
no.
to target.
It's here. Is it in the grass? There it is. I figured it had to be close by.
Proceeding to target.
Coming. I'll follow you closely, teacher.
Yeah, we'll take care of this little side mission here. Get our bonus rewards. Then we'll continue on with the regular battles.
Let us get off to a beautiful start. Just a moment when I'm preparing my gorgeous.
Yeah, eventually I'm gonna have to see about using collection items for my roster so I can give them a significant buff. I mean, I could always equip any of the rare ones I have and just more or less give those upgrades and whatnot, so that way my roster does get somewhat of a boost to potentially help, but I don't know, I feel like I would rather equip the SR rarity collection items just so that way I don't have to worry about like upgrading slash switching out the collection item. Because I can't exactly remove the collection item once it's equipped, but I can exchange it. There's at least that.
I've got this.
So, even if I was to say give Rapi a rare collection item, I can then, I believe at some point, exchange it for a SR collection item and then upgrade that.
Securing victory for their subjects is a king's duty.
It's like whenever you are about to equip a collection item, you can see the differences between the rare and the SR version, and
Not becoming to rush.
not gonna lie, the boost that the SR version equips is like significantly better, and that's like just base stats alone.
Do what I can.
The SR collection item boosts significantly better, which is why I ideally would want to get one for pretty much all the NIKKEs I do use at the moment. Would be helpful. Unfortunately, aside from, because I do have the one box, I can select two of them of my choice. I at least have that. But then I also have the other collection box, which is just more or less a random selection of the SR Commander dolls. So it could be random if I get like two different ones, or even two of the same one, which
Reload.
depending on which doll I would get two of, that could be good or it could be bad. But then aside from that, getting those kind of collection items is not exactly the easiest thing. I mean, there is the red box thing that appears in the I'm bringing forward the term. It's the
Pretty close to our practice drills.
it's those more or less missions for the bulletin board. It's like I think most of the time a collection doll item pretty much appears there, so
I'll follow you closely, T.
I can get those, and then for every 200 that I get, well, 200 points wise, I could then use that in exchange
Watch over me.
for pretty much a chance to get either a regular commander doll or a SR commander doll. So there is definitely RNG to that, which is unfortunate because of how long I pretty much have to wait for the collection dolls to be obtained.
Down with those who threaten our kingdom.
I mean, there is things like the solar raid as well, so I can technically get collection items that way. The only problem is that
This uniform is so
they're not very, well, at least from my experience, it's not very frequent that the solar raid actually happens. Or more or less not as frequent as I'd like it to be. Plus, there's also the fact that after a certain point, I basically hit kind of a wall in terms of progressing through the solar raid. It's like, but the current solar raid against Massive Object I think I was able to get through the first 3, but effectively I've hit kind of a roadblock with the 4th one. But unfortunately, with Solar Raid, you can use a NIKKE for a certain amount of uses, and in theory, if you don't actually eliminate the boss, then you effectively can't use that same NIKKE on any other teams, and you have to basically switch out that NIKKE for another one.
Let's go.
So if you don't have your whole roster equipped and boosted up, then it progressively will just get harder and harder as you try to eliminate the boss. And of course, if you fail completely in your attempts, you effectively have to restart it all over again and then try to and you basically have to restart your progress to then take out the boss in that respective level. Looks like we were right. There was an accident involving the resource gathering unit. Some NIKKEs were executed for violating regulations as they hid materials that they had found on the surface. So that means not even their brains were left intact. Damn. During the execution, the commander was wounded in his leg due to the NIKKE's resistance. That treasure hunter. I don't know. Say, I don't know. That's not our business. We need to finish our mission and go home. Thinking about it will only bring you down. But this so-called treasure is just another bottle. Can it be a hint? Or can it be another hint? No, it's a letter this time. A letter, huh? Oh. To the ever-wandering treasure hunter. Our commander, who has followed the map, actually remembers our promise. Now, raise your head up to the sky. We have a gift for you, darling, from the heavens above. The greatest treasure of all is not buried in the ground, but up in the sky. We have been meaning to show you this for some time. Hopefully your coming here has given you a pleasant surprise. Thank you for always being with us, Commander. You don't have to write it twice. Now it looks like... You don't have to write it twice. Now it looks like the commander wrote it himself. Blech. Gross. I told you not to. The treasure they were talking about was a star? So that's why it had to be... nighttime. Let's take a picture. Yeah. After all, it's not like we can take it with us. Take a picture of the letter as well. This place is actually rather beautiful when the stars are out. He could have been here to see their gift for himself, if he hadn't viewed them with such suspicion. True. Let's go home. Well, let's see what he has to say. I received the image you sent me. Are you saying the treasure is a star? What drive? Or what drivel? What? You're just trying to steal the treasure for yourself. I just know it. Yeah, here's the letter. Written by them. You're lying. What is this? A letter? No, it can't be. Someone must have forged it. Nothing's been changed. Lies. The hidden treasure was a star? But then, what have I... For what purpose? If they were not the traitors, then how... No. Traitors. They ruined my life. They lied. They found the treasure and hid it away. I think he effectively went insane. Yes. No. Yeah, he went like Joker nuts. Was that by chance in the message? I accidentally clicked out of it, so let's just make sure. I was the one who killed them all. I'm the traitor. No. Unlike the NIKKEs, I can't wipe these memories away. How can I live with myself? No, they're lies. You're lying to me. You are, aren't you? Wait, no, don't answer. No, it's you. You're the traitor, aren't you? Wait, no, don't answer. I hear nothing. They betrayed me and stole the treasure, right? No, don't say anything. I'm done with you. Don't ever call me again. Yeah, I think he pretty much had a mental breakdown. I think it's safe to say that dude freaking snapped. Like, Jesus Christ.
Follow you closely, teacher.
Proceeding to target.
All right, not there.
I think the realization as to what he'd done effectively caused him to
Let's go, Bolt.
pretty much have a mental breakdown and snap.
I'll follow you closely, teacher. Ugh. Do I have
Proceeding to target.
Caused him to pretty much have a mental breakdown and pretty much go borderline psychotic levels of paranoia.
Watch over me. Reload. I've got this.
uniform is so comfortable? Oh, down with those who threaten the kingdom.
Who knows? Maybe in a psychotic state of paranoia, he probably killed them.
Your burden has been. Reload.
But either way, we're probably not seeing his crazy ass ever again. That's for sure.
Even when I'm preparing, I'm
Especially given everything that just happened. Like, jeez Louise.
down with those who threaten the kingdom. This is very close to our practice drill.
What a truly beautiful story this was. I am most pleased with it. It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Let's go, Bolt.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Alright, I assume there's gonna be another lost relic somewhere behind where these
I will clean up
encounters are.
and beautifully.
With those who threaten the kingdom.
Yeah, so if I think about it at the moment,
Is a king's duty.
with the amount of advanced recruit vouchers I have, which is pretty much 30, plus the 15,000 gems I have.
I will go slow.
Standing by.
Okay, there it is. It's on the other side of the rocks.
Let's go, Bolt. A good student listens well.
All right, not there. I knew that.
So like, with the amount of gems I have almost near enough to do like
Enemy spotted. Engaging.
well, with over 15,000 and 3,000 apiece, that's effectively 50 pulls with gems
Uniform is
or 5 multis,
How heavy your burden
plus
has
the 30 advanced recruit vouchers. That's essentially like 80 pulls worth.
As long as we're together, I will never fall.
Let's go.
They are humanity.
I'll follow you closely, teacher.
Just gotta take it slow. Nice and slow.
Ice right in front of you.
Neon leaps up in the air.
There's nothing there.
Gotcha.
You're gonna get yours. Especially for how you treated Master a moment ago.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, aside from being pretty much someone who is willing to pretty much shed blood for her own sadistic goals, she's also pretty much a shit stirrer.
Shin attack!
Eh.
Ouch!
Okay, Neon, how'd you hurt yourself?
You blocked with your gun? You coward!
To a villain, cowardice is a virtue.
Ah, so you're saying you're a villain?
Just you wait. You're gonna pay big time. For a hero, never giving up is a virtue. Is La Paz around here somewhere?
Now, might as well be doing an imitation of her.
Wait. Everyone stay still. Do you feel something vibrating underneath us?
I think there's something moving underneath the ice. I'm picking up high-class energy reactions. Raptures?
It seems like it.
Wow, how observant of you.
Way to be a smartass, Anise.
Thanks?
Can it? They're coming! Engaging!
Time to show what a female student is capable of.
Yeah, in theory, if I was able to get
Enemy down.
like roughly, let's see, I would need effectively another like 20 pulls worth of gems. So if I was to get to at least oh, that'd be like 21,000 gems?
That concludes today's lesson. Is it over?
We try not to say that after a battle. Yeah, I would definitely agree. That's like that's definitely one of those like special phrases that you definitely do not want to say out loud. Phrases like that, or say what could possibly go wrong. Phrases like that you definitely do not want to say out loud, because a good rule of thumb, if anything that can or would go wrong will go wrong.
Huh? What does that mean?
It means you're jinxing it and you're asking for trouble.
Commander!
See what I mean? Just as someone pushes me down into the snow, a searing hot beam whizzes by.
I can't keep doing this.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. An arthritic collector would be better at avoiding beams than you.
Yeah, I'd like to see you do any better.
Can't you do anything besides depend on NIKKE's?
So there's two choices I could go with. Either look after their mental health or command and operate the troops. I feel like the first one's probably the better choice.
Wrong. From what I've seen, this is what you're worst at. You're nothing but a government lackey. You keep an eye on NIKKE's to make sure they don't do anything that goes against human interests.
Yeah, from your point of view.
So if you're a government watchdog, then start acting like one. Don't try and pretend to care about us.
How can you say that?
Anise, we need to deal with all the raptures that are hiding.
Yeah, it's like, here's what Crow doesn't take into account. I care about everyone but her.
Save the arguments for later.
Frankly, Crow can eat a punch for all I care.
But she's out of line.
Anise, I'm okay. Don't let me hold you back.
Oh, that's rich. Your best line yet.
Roger.
Trust me, Anise, she gets under my skin just as much as yours.
What's wrong? I'll follow you closely, teacher.
So, if you think about it, Crow Borderline's pretty much character trait is bitch. As your borderline exists to be and arguably her purpose is to exist to be a bitch. A bitch who is also as part of a freaking radical terrorist group. Hey, Land Eater, haven't seen you in a bit.
I want to preserve beautiful memories of my
Now is the time of true beauty.
Down with those who threaten this.
Now is the time of true beauty.
I think we're pretty much gonna finish off his health bar by pretty much right after he transforms. Yep, like I said.
One more victory for both of me.
Yep, a nice easy 300 gems. Okay, now let's see where this goes.
Proceeding to target.
Okay, so that does lead back here. Which means I can actually switch that button around to then open up the gateway.
Let's go, Bolt.
So, yeah, because I opened it up on this end, I can now take that and go back. Cool.
I'll follow you closely, teacher.
Yeah, there's nothing in the corner. Whoops.
I knew that.
Did not mean to do that.
Follow you closely,
Let's go back.
teacher.
There we go. Okay,
Proceeding to target.
to the next battle. Yeah, that pretty much explains why we can't take that shortcut,
I have to follow. Let's go, Bolt.
because the bridge is out. Alright, are we getting a cutscene or are we going straight into battle?
Enemy
Straight into battle. Okay. So we're probably going to get the cutscene right after.
Down with those who threaten the kingdom.
What a truly beautiful story this was. I am most pleased with it.
All clear. We've eliminated all the units hiding beneath the ice.
Good job. Rapi stands beside me, silent.
Commander, just forget about what Crow said earlier. Outlaws are always like that. They've been dealt a bad hand from birth, so they want to drag everyone else down with them.
Yeah, aside from that, Crow just pretty much wants to stir shit. Pretty much just because.
They take advantage of other people's weaknesses every chance they get. both physically and verbally.
But Crow has a point. A point about what? When we're up on the surface, all I ever do is get rescued by you guys constantly.
That's because this place is our battlefield. Your battlefield is down below. Down in the Ark. That den of thieves where defamation runs rampant. I know how hard you try and protect us down there. Not only that.
Things will go back to the way they were.
Huh? What do you mean? You got a time machine or something?
No, but I'll do everything I can to make sure you're all treated like human beings.
You even said that. I don't think you can care about us any more than that. So don't let what that outlaw says get you down. Stay strong. Be true to yourself.
That's right, Master. I'll follow you wherever you go.
Thank you, all of you.
We're only saying what's true.
Yeah. Perfect reason why you can't go wrong with these three. Rapi and Yeti,
Go, Bolt.
they are excellent characters, for sure.
It is not becoming to rush.
Coming. Proceeding to target.
It's like, yeah, unlike them, they actually respect me, aka pretty much any commander, much like we respect them. Crow is arguably someone who doesn't deserve respect because she won't give it in return.
Let me check the mirror for a moment.
I mean, it's pretty much like a saying I've always practically, or it's pretty much a similar akin to a saying I've always been taught: treat others how like you would want to be treated. I mean, to quote, hell, to borderline quote freaking line from Bambi: if you don't have anything nice to, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And then you of course have people like Crow who are so goddamn stubborn that you borderline have to pretty much use violence to get them to pretty much comprehend what you're trying to get across.
I'll follow you closely, teacher.
So,
For me?
though let's face it, when it comes to Crow, she's pretty much willing to stir chaos just because.
We just got a signal. It's about time.
Texts are pouring in. Let's start with the top text. Ah, crap. What do you want now? It's not connecting? What happened? What's going on with the communications? Alpha particle concentration is high. Oh, whatever. How's the search going? Turned up any VAPOS yet? Not yet. What? We've only been on the surface for a few days. Asking Ingrid for a favor. Assigning you an extra patrol unit after all that help. This is all you have to show for it? What is that? Well, that's communication again.
Hey, darling. What are you looking at over there? Can I have a peek?
Either say nothing or turn off the phone screen.
Let's see. Oh, it's a text from Suin. And she was talking about us. How outrageous.
You're the patrol unit?
Of course, the patrol unit of the Outer Rim. Sure, it's not as formal as anything the scouts do, but we still go on daily patrols to try and make sense of the mayhem around us.
What does she mean by asking Ingrid for a favor?
Not sure. That's above my pay grade, as they say.
Viper stares at me. all of a sudden, she smiles.
Anywho, we're almost at the finish line. We can meet the legendary pilgrim. What do you think? Will Snow White take a shine to us?
I can either say I'm not sure, I think so. In all honesty, I'm leaning towards not sure because Snow White hasn't really met these three, nor do I think she even has met people like them, so I'll try to be optimistic.
Whew, that's a relief. As you can see, we're a rough and tumble bunch. So I didn't expect we'd get along. Well, all we can do is trust you, my darling. Our lives are in your hands, at least for now.
It's like, I'd rather be kind of optimistic and
Time to show what a female.
for us give a little faith for Viper and Jackal over Crow easily. Viper and Jackal are easily more likable than Crow.
Target clear.
Because in some ways, Jackal is practically a chaotic little goofball who likes to eat meat. At least based on the beautiful shot event. Though there's also the fact that with Jackal's burst animation, there is a moment where she's biting through a set of chains for some reason. Which borderline makes me think that she's willing to eat just about anything.
Let's go, bold.
They are humanity's enemy. Proceeding to target.
Matter of fact, I think that's kind of the joke with Jackal, is that she's willing, that she'd practically eat just about anything. At least from what I can recall from seeing a VOD for the beautiful shot event, which had the summer variation for Sakura and Rosanna. There we go. Another outpost to level up.
All right, not. I'll follow you closely, teacher.
Not entirely sure if I'm gonna be getting
I will protect my
tier 8 from the Outpost Defense Collection as of yet. I think I may have still quite a few levels to go for the Outpost Defense in order for that to happen. But one thing I do know is that after I, one thing I do know is that after I complete Chapter 16, I should have access to the EX interception. So that should mean that I should be able to get potentially, at best, tier 9 gear. Hopefully.
Let's go. Coming.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go.
There's the
We've arrived at the destination. We should run into the pilgrim here.
There's the other interception type, but unfortunately, I need to defeat the boss of Chapter 22, I believe, in order to unlock it.
Northeast of us, there's an area about 3 square kilometers known as the Land of the Mage.
It's an abandoned village. As you can see, it's been infested by raptures.
Are you certain Snow White is here?
Adjusting for error, we've got a 3-hour window. She could have left 3 hours ago. Or she could arrive in 3 hours.
That'd be quite a wait time, though. Well, nothing other to do, then let's start the search.
Understood. We'll divide the area by its streets. We'll search the east side, Zone A. Exotic will take the west side, Zone B.
Yep, effectively pull a Scooby-Doo. Split up and search for clues.
I'm already about to graduate. This is pretty close to our practice drills.
How heavy your burden has been.
But yeah, I believe, I do believe that once I beat chapter... Yeah, I want to say it's like chapter 22, based on the information for the other interception, which I believe is Anomaly Interception, I want to say it's called, or something along those lines.
One more victory for Bolt and me.
Once I unlock that, then I believe I can get like certain special gear from it. Oh, it's Yuan again. And she's speaking through Reptilian's profile. Hey, you don't have anything going on, right? I need you to do something for me. Nothing major. I just need to capture a spy and bring them back for me. The only problem is they're up on the surface. Some idiot created a blog on our portal site. Huh, she's after Reptilian? In seeing Squid, Crawler, and Sinister, an entirely new ecosystem unfolded before my very eyes. Perhaps the notion that only humans deserve to live on this planet is an arrogant one. We've always entertained the idea of coexistence. Source, now it's time to embrace a new ecosystem. She makes it sound like she can speak with the Ratchers directly. It's absurd. Who wouldn't be pissed off after being such drivel? Huh. This can be kinda divisive depending on points of view. You should respect freedom of speech, or it's just words on the internet. Either argument could be taken in a multitude of ways. Because, like, yeah, there's the whole freedom of speech thing, but then some people are like, no, you basically aren't allowed to say anything or whatnot. I mean, Twitter is pretty much a big example of that. And then, of course, just words on the internet. Yeah, sometimes those words can be very brutal. Especially when it comes to scandals, per se. But I think I'll go with the... Yeah, I think the first one makes the most sense. Beginning of speech? In the Ark? Huh. Yeah, that pretty much sounds like a... that's borderline a dictatorship mentality. Get your head out of the clouds and listen up. However, one of the senior military officers caught wind of this and contacted me. He was even screaming at the top of his lungs, demanding to know why the censorship has become so lax. Ever since they handed over the IT monopoly to Missilis. And that, as they say, is that. If I don't find whoever wrote this blog and deliver their head on a silver platter, they'll really let me have it. You think I care? In light of this, I'm sure you'll be willing to cooperate. If you refuse to assist in capturing a spy, you might as well be a spy yourself. Catch my drift? Hee hee. Now get to it. Yeah. I would much rather send her up a creek without a pal.
Follow you closely, teacher.
Coming.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Alright, who we got for the EX battle? Doctor! Huh.
I want to preserve beautiful memories of my students' eyes on what a student can do.
Now, if this was by chance Mana's event, be kind of a fitting boss theme-wise.
Securing victory for their subjects is a king's duty.
But a quick EX stage and a nice 300 gems to boot.
All right, not there. I knew.
But yeah, honestly, when it comes to Stew, I might as well
Let's go, Bolt.
quote that one SpongeBob plankton meme that I remember hearing of.
Follow you closely, teacher.
Someone ought to put you in a mental hospital.
Someone should put you in a box floating down the river, Grandma!
Don't remember if I heard this song anywhere. It's a nice tune, though. But I don't remember if I heard that song anywhere.
Let's go, Bolt.
They
Oh, hold up.
Follow you closely, teacher.
There's an item. Where is it?
Proceeding to target.
Is it next to that tree? Oh. I accidentally increased the movement speed of my mouse. It should be nearby. It's probably right on the other side of the tree, if I had to guess.
all right, not there.
A good student listens.
Proceeding to target.
Yeah, we'll get rid of this guy, and then we'll be able to get access to the button, which should open up the gates so we can do that side mission.
Whatever. I'll just do what I can.
Target clear.
How heavy your burden has been.
Whoa! That was easy. Oh, down with those with red now. Look at our attack.
I've got this.
One thing I kind of forgot to mention was the stage I was having difficulty with for the Elysian Tower, which pretty much was this particular battle scenario. I was actually finally able to get past that. I was finally able to get past that stage, and funny enough, literally the two stages right after, a complete breeze in comparison.
Securing victory for their subjects is a king's duty. It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Okay, so gates open. Now, where's that item?
Follow you closely, teacher.
Oh, I was right. Right on the other side of the tree. Cool.
Proceeding to target.
Ugh. Do I?
Proceeding to target.
So basically, what she's saying is that we have to hand Reptilian over to her. What are you going to do, Master? Let's try and persuade Reptilian. Persuade him? To do what? Return to the Ark with us? You make it sound as though we're sending Reptilian to his demise. Technically speaking, the penalty for communicating with the Rashers is death. At the very least, he'd be subjected to heavy torture. It's Reptilian. I see him over there. Wait a minute. Something isn't right here. Look at all those Rashers. There must be dozens of them surrounding him. What's so surprising about that? He's surrounded by Rashers practically 24/7. Now that you mention it, he's not disguising himself like usual. If we don't hurry up and save him, he'll die. You must decide, Commander. If we go along with C1's request, we can just let the Rashers finish him. If not, just say the word. Let's save him. It's kind of taking a while to load this battle. Hope I didn't just run into a connection issue of some kind. Yeah, that loading progress bar has not progressed a single %. What the heck is going on? Yeah, I think the game is effectively stuck on this loading screen. Pardon me a moment while I see about fixing that.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay. So, I closed and reopened the game, and we're back at the more or less side mission battles. So yeah, no idea what happened, but I guess I ran into some sort of connection issue because it was stuck on that loading screen and it did not progress a single % for like at least a good couple minutes. So
It is not
Encounter.
all right. Not there.
well, thankfully aside from that, thankfully these battles are just a regular battle scenario, so not regular, but it's the base defense mode and not the barrier defense mode. So, thankfully, this particular battle scenario can be quicker than the regular battle scenarios.
Target down.
Your eyes on what a student can
Target clear.
One more victory for Bolt and me.
Alright, one more battle.
A good student. Let's go, Bolt.
And then we can see if, we'll then be able to see how we are going about saving Reptilian.
Time to show what a female student is capable of.
Target down.
Uniform is so down with those with threatening to keep your eyes on what a student can do.
There we go. So yeah, if we technically keep the Raptures out of the zone for long enough, we can technically finish the mission before the timer even runs out. Which is nice.
All right. Not there. I knew that.
Huh. There's a lost relic there. Let's see if I can grab that before we,
I will go slowly.
Oh, come on. I want to see if I can actually grab that item real quick.
It's not becoming to rush.
Come on.
I will go slowly.
Yes, we're gonna talk to and rescue Reptilian. I just want to grab this item first.
Let's go.
Okay. Now we'll talk to Reptilian.
Proceeding to target.
He fainted. What should we do? Since he's passed out, we can just haul him straight to the Ark. Considering the commander told us to save them, I'd say it's fairly obvious what the answer is to that. Wouldn't you? Let's find somewhere safe to hide him before heading back to the Ark. Ah, okay. Do the old faked death strat, aka the old the rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated meme. Oh, come on, am I gonna be stuck on another loading screen? Come on, don't do this to me. Come on, really? We're gonna be stuck on another loading screen? Like, seriously? Like, there's not even a progress bar for this one. It should be just, like, quickly to the next thing. Come on. It's like, oy, oy, oy. If it's not tech issues outside of the game, it's not tech issues in the game. It's like, what the bloody hell is going on? Yep, the game is perpetually stuck on a loading screen again. Pardon me while I see if I can fix this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, so restarted the game and we got our reward here in the mailbox. Hey, what's the latest with the spy? We're working on it. Bah, too slow. You're hesitant. Because the target is a human, it'll only be worse for them if you keep dragging it on like this. You talk about ending someone's life as if it's worth nothing. Hey, who are you to judge me? Pretty much everyone else who hates your guts? I'd let him live if it were an option. But all that information he's released about Rapture seems to have made a bigger impact than I thought. Besides, humans and Raptures coexisting? Surely even you can see how outrageous that is. It's beyond the pale. There's a lot I want to say, but it seems keeping silent is the best option for now. Nothing to add? Wow. You're becoming increasingly arrogant by the day. Fine. This is an urgent matter. If you're not up to it, I'll just send someone else who is. Can't even believe I even asked you in the first place, you little inappropriate language detected, unable to send SMS. I'm such an idiot. Yes, you are. Alright, so with that, Reptilian is technically safe. Okay, now, barring any other issues, game, let's see about going on to the next battle.
I knew that.
It is not becoming to rush.
Hopefully the game will stop having issues and I can actually finish this chapter.
Time to show what a female.
Because so far there's been 2 instances now where it is effectively locked up. Basically due to that event. So, if it was just that side mission causing the issue, then hopefully the chapter will behave itself the rest of the way. I'm hoping.
Down with those with weapons of evil. Fire at will!
What a truly beautiful story this was. I am most pleased with it. It is not
A good student. Let's go, Bolt.
Proceeding to target.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Time to
show what a female student is capable of.
Though, in all honesty, given the fact that I was having these issues, not so much, well, I've been having, some technological issues, but outside of, NIKKE, primarily with trying to get, Studio to cooperate, but aside from that, given that I'm also having some, tech issues in-game,
I am most pleased with it.
that could potentially mean that we're due for some good luck when it comes to the pulls. Maybe?
I'll follow you closely, teacher.
They are humanity.
All right, not they.
Because I want to say I was dealing with tech issues a couple times previously, and then I want to say I did have really good pulls after the fact, like when I was pulling for Winter, Main, Guillotine, and Ludmilla. So who knows? Maybe I'll get good luck with my pulls when I go and do them. Soon after in Zone B.
Captain, proceed to the coordinates I've sent you. I found something you may get a kick out of.
Are pretty far from us. Very well. My God.
Wow! The whole floor is covered in parts! Check out all these emergency rations! But they're all empty. What's going on?
The Pilgrims have been here. I heard that they modify their weapons using rapture parts. Looks like the stories were true.
They may be resourceful, but that doesn't make them one of us. As for me, I think we'll get more use out of what's on that table.
Is that a map of the neighborhood?
Yes, I think this was a spot they planned to come back to, so they left it behind. They even marked the next destination.
You made a useful discovery for once. Good job, Viper.
For once? I'm always useful.
This map is just what we need. We can have a lot of fun with this.
For example?
Oh, I don't know. Like punishing a certain goody two-shoes commander.
Yeah, like I said, she is the embodiment of bitch. No one likes her for pretty much reasons like this.
That could be arranged. I happen to have some information from a reliable source. Under these coordinates, there lies a slumbering beast of tremendous size. But isn't it dangerous flying by the seat of our pants like this? We were originally just going to kill some time up here.
That's your problem, Viper. You're clever and quite resourceful. But you're too cautious. You're incapable of any impromptu decisions. You'll never make it into the history books by acting that way.
Thanks for the advice.
So yeah, in a nutshell, pretty much seems like that they're willing to betray us.
Don't worry, I will protect you.
Pretty much should have expected as much, especially with the fact that Crow's leading the team.
I've got this.
Down with those with your eyes on what a student can do!
As long as we're together, I will never fall.
Commander, look at this! We found traces of the Pilgrims! Looks like they're the winners.
Let's go.
Wow, look at all this food that's been thrown out. They were probably using these to assemble weapon parts. This is Snow White's camp, no doubt about it.
Look on top of the table. On top of the table lies a map. Judging by the river and mountains, this seems to be a map of the neighborhood.
There's a check mark on the lighthouse. What do you think that means?
It could be a resource of some kind. Or it could be signifying NIKKEs that need to be rescued. Worst case scenario, it could be a trap.
Yeah, most likely a trap marked by, Crow.
Even if that's the case, it would be set up by the Raptures. There's no way a Rapture squeezed into this tight space, checked off the lighthouse on the map, and left. Unless we're being misled.
Yeah, and I wonder by who. As soon as Anise and Rapi's eyes move towards Crow, she points to the choke on her neck.
Calm down. Why would we do something like that?
Simple, because you're a shit stirrer looking to stir chaos for the fuck of it. We know how you are, Crow.
If I turned on you guys, my head would pop like a balloon.
Have you forgotten? The average alpha particle level here is 100%. Forget about Sewin activating those collars. You can't even send a distress signal.
Well, any evidence to back up these claims of yours?
Call it intuition. You've had nothing but bad things to say about us since this operation began.
Exactly.
Didn't you just happen to find this place first?
Mm-hmm.
You had plenty of time to tamper with the map before calling us over.
Very true. Like, there could have been as little as minutes between calling us over, so that would have been easily enough time to tamper with the map in some fashion. So yeah, you have very little evidence to defend yourself, Crow.
I should kill you for that.
Give me your best shot.
So, either I have the choice of staying quiet, or I say let's trust Exotic. I feel like the second one might be the wrong choice. But let's see what happens.
But they're outlaws?
Terrorists? Or are terrorists? Stick any label you'd like on us, and we'll be more than happy to oblige you.
Yeah, with a freaking smile like that, there should be little to no reason to trust you, Crow. Let's trust them for now.
I can't believe it. It brings a tear to my eye.
You're the first human to ever trust us! Jekyll, shut your mouth!
In that case, our next destination is the lighthouse. It would be nice to move out right away, but visibility is poor right now. I suggest we camp for the night.
Alright.
Yes, Commander. We'll clear out a space nearby while Exotic sets up the decoys.
No problem.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go
Encounter.
Oh. Hang on a second. Okay. Apparently, OBS was assigned to glitch, and it was duplicating the audio. Well, more or less it was causing like kind of a dupe slash echo effect. But I simply closed and restarted OBS, and everything seems to be working fine now. Soon after, inside an empty house and an abandoned village, Crow stares at her cell phone screen. What are you looking at?
There was recent information about the VOP house we're looking for. You want to see?
The video is paused. The title is Catastrophe at Missilis, Crisis Averted, featuring VOP house Matisse corruption.
It starts off praising Missilis. Then, once this John guy comes up and starts running his mouth, they do a complete 180. Do you know about Nymph?
It's confidential, so I can't talk about it. Crow raises her hand and points to her temple.
It's a nanomachine the humans put inside us. It gives them complete control over our memories. From what I hear, Nymph is what is affected by Rapture Code during corruption. And the so-called VOP House rids NIKKEs of corruption by destroying their Nymph. It's here that John poses the question. By using VOP House to dissolve the Nymph, NIKKEs will become free from human control. But will they continue to be loyal to humans? In fact, they may act vindictive to the humans who have exploited them. An attempt to blow up the Ark using Rapture weaponry. Interesting story, huh?
It's a sad story. I think I'll go with that one.
A dull answer, just as I expected. Anyway, this is John. He's been spreading similar conspiracy theories amongst quite a few communities. Apparently, he has photos and research reports to back up his claims. Only Enoch knows the real truth. But it seems people are buying into John's claims. Prediction. By the time you find VOP House and go back to the Ark, you won't receive a hero's welcome. Instead, they will try to destroy the VOP House you worked so hard to find. Knowing that will happen, will you still continue your search?
Absolutely.
Very well. I can see what type of human you are now.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to trust her perspective given the stuff that she was causing before. So, not exactly eager to trust her completely as of yet.
Down with those who threaten the kingdom.
Securing victory for their subjects is a king's duty. Proceeding to target. It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
We got 3 more lost artifacts to get. So we should be able to find those relatively soon.
Have faith. I will protect my people. True beauty. What a truly beautiful story this was. I am most pleased with it. All right, not there. Encounter.
I'll follow you closely, teacher.
There's a steep slope ahead of us. I recommend a detour.
Huh? Why? It's all covered in snow anyway. Can't we just slide down? You don't have a clue, do you? What happens if we're halfway down the slope and run into an avalanche? Not only will Master be down for the count, but we'll all be separated and the operation will be delayed for several days at least. Meanwhile, Snow White will move on to the next location. Is that right? I didn't know. Any NIKKE with common sense would know this. So how come you know it?
Let's find an easier path.
This is starting to turn into a real slog. Hey, we might as well keep each other company.
Understood.
I actually had a few more things to ask you from our conversation yesterday. How do you think NIKKEs who regain their free will through VOP House will react?
So I could either say they won't be much different from how they are now, or they will resist and fight for a better life. I guess they won't be much different from how they are now, because I feel like that's kind of the better answer, because Nymph or otherwise, they have their own personalities.
Are you sure about that? I suppose even if NIKKEs regain free will, all that brainwashing they've been subjected to won't just go away. Not all the information humans have beat into them through Nymph, but also the social pressure and expectations of what a NIKKE should be. We have human brains, yet we're deliberately given different names to distinguish us from humans. It makes us regard ourselves as submissive and lower than humans. Just removing the nymph alone can't completely liberate the NIKKEs. Only by their own power can they break the chains that bind them. That's what I think.
I agree. I just want to be helpful along the way.
You are really unique, just like Jackal said. When I'm talking to you, I don't feel any urge to kill you. That's quite unusual considering that you are human.
Is that a compliment?
More or less. If only I'd met a human like you a little earlier. I might have been a force for good, just like those NIKKEs in...
You can still change.
No, I don't think so. The time when I could see hope in this pathetic world has long since passed.
Yeah. In a nutshell, Crow is nihilistic, pretty much.
I will protect my people. The threat of the kingdom.
As long as we're together, I will never fall. Proceeding to target.
All right, not there. I knew that.
There we go. Alright, there should be 2 more.
Let's go, Bolt.
It is not a good student. Listen. All right, not there. I knew that. Believe in your king. Victory will be ours.
As long as we're together, I will never fall.
Alright, we got 5 more battles left. But then where's the last of the lost relics? Well, I see one next to the lighthouse. And the other one should be relatively close by.
They are humanity.
Let's go, Bolt.
Don't worry. I will protect you. I'm a true beauty.
One more victory for Bolt and me.
All right, not there.
Encounter.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Huh? What was that flash? Over there, at 2 o'clock. Now it's gone. Did you see a ghost or something? There! It flashed again.
Almost like a light that's spinning. Maybe it's the lighthouse?
I would say so. Let's get closer and check it out.
Yes, Commander.
Have faith. I will protect my people.
As long as we're together, I will never fall.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Okay, it's not by the gate.
I knew that.
Okay, so that opens that.
Follow you closely,
Oh.
teacher.
It should be over here. There it is by the cars. Oh. I've heard this tune before.
Let's go.
They are humanity's and
I'll follow you closely.
Encounter.
Oh, come on, really?
Bolt.
I can't squeeze past this little gap just to get to the
Encounter.
lost relic over there. Really?
I'll follow you closely, teacher.
Okay, fine.
not becoming
we'll get rid of this encounter, then we'll go over to get the last lost relic.
Watch over me.
Kind of silly that I can't actually fit through that little itty bitty amount of gap, so I can go over to the lighthouse to get the last lost relic.
This uniform is so comfortable.
How heavy your burden has been.
That concludes today's lesson.
Proceeding to target.
Okay, let's get that last lost relic. There we go.
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Coming. I'll follow you closely, teacher.
All right, one more battle, then it's the boss. And with this boss being down, we'll officially have access to the next, or we'll have access to Interception EX. Which hopefully means we can actually start farming some tier 9 gear.
As long as we're together, I will never fall.
Let's go.
Encounter.
All right.
Not there. I knew that.
Do I have to fight?
It is not becoming to rush. I will go slowly.
Approaching the lighthouse.
It's nothing but snow. I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
Why? This would all be perfect for a dramatic confrontation with the pilgrims.
No, what I'm saying is, we're completely out in the open. If we get attacked, we'll be at a disadvantage.
Not wrong, because being in the open, there's pretty much no cover.
What? Was it something I said?
No, it's just... everything is so serene here.
No. This is a game to them. Like hide and seek. And they're about to find us. They're right beneath the snow.
Avalanche?
No, raptures. Carriers. One seems to be a tyrant class or higher.
Another surprise attack? This is why we need an operator.
Support wasn't available since this was a secret operation.
Still.
And communications are blocked.
Still.
FF formation. Everyone move to their positions. Exotic.
We'll provide backup from the rear. We don't have any experience engaging a tyrant class. Is that okay?
Sure.
Do you trust us?
I trust you. You won't betray us. And not sure about that.
We'll show you your trust wasn't misplaced. Let's do this thing. The outlaw way.
Roger.
Oh. Pocketus? I believe this is pronounced. Eerie's kind of precursor to the mother whale boss, at least with its design. Kind of almost a stage between bow tie and Mother Whale.
Their subject is a king's duty.
Though Mother Whale is kind of a more infamous boss.
All clear. Status report.
Damage rate 51.8%, concentrated in the lower body. I don't want to make excuses, but snipers kept coming at us from behind.
Same here. I nearly took one to the head, but thankfully it missed me. Damage rate is 62.77%.
Exotic was so gung-ho about having our backs. What were they doing?
They got caught up in an explosion during the fight. I saw them falling towards the lighthouse. After that, I'm not sure. I don't know if they've sustained heavy damage, or if they had second thoughts.
I'll look for them.
Commander, wait. It's dangerous going alone. Wait until one of us is in better condition.
They might have been badly hurt. I'll check on their status and report back.
I can't do it.
What was that? The moment I turned to face the voice, a flashbang explodes in front of my face.
Sick 'em, Jackal.
Yeah, and there's the betrayal.
Make it so they're inoperable.
You got it! Exotic! What are you doing?
Viper, secure the hostages.
Yes, ma'am.
Viper presses her gun against my temple.
Stay right there, darling.
Have you been corrupted?
No. You're the ones who have been corrupted. Not by raptures, but by human hands.
I don't know what the hell you're on about. I don't want to know. Once word of this gets out, you're all headed straight for the scrapyard. You realize that, don't you?
Oh, we know. We know very well. But even with that risk, we decided it would be good to kill your commander.
But why?
An ordinary commander would never turn their backs to us. Even if we're mixed together with a regular squad. No one would ever risk their life coming up to the rapture-infested surface. Just to search for a cure for corruption. Not for NIKKEs who are so expendable. But you're different. At first, we thought you were just a charlatan, but it wasn't even that.
Yeah, might as well have an image for thumbnail use. Crow slowly crouches in front of me and smiles. It's impossible to tell what lies behind that smile.
You're special. A great leader like you only comes around once in a century. But having someone like you around throws a wrench into my plans. NIKKEs and humans, outlaws and the sovereigns, the weak and the strong. Two extremes that can never coexist, like oil and water. By sowing dissension amongst their ranks, I will make the Ark destroy itself from the inside. But someone like you may end up giving them other ideas. I can't have that. So I'm afraid you have to go. You and your code of honor.
You idiot. NIKKEs can't kill a human.
I wouldn't be so sure. Yes, I've been implanted with Nymph just like all of you. But unfortunately, my hatred for the world is stronger than all the brainwashing. And that's what makes me able to do this.
Crow's bullet bounces off the iron plate that Jackal placed on the snow and goes straight through my body.
Farewell. Time to go to heaven. You deserve it.
finally unlocked Intercession EX. Hello. I'm the one living in the bunker, remember? I decided to leave this place as there's something out there. It's been banging on the door all day trying to get in. It's only a matter of time before it breaks the door down. So I'll be escaping through the emergency exit. I'll be right there. Sure. But I got to leave now. I can't wait. I'm really sorry, but can you help me? I'm on my way.
Alright, not there. I knew that. Encounter.
Let's go, Bolt.
So I'm assuming, given what happened, we'll probably survive, but we'll probably also be taken to, more than likely, in the hospital in the Ark.
Securing victory for their subjects is a king's duty. It is a good student. Proceeding to target.
Alright, well this will pretty much finish the side mission.
Let us get off to a beautiful start. What a
Alright, there we go.
story this was. I am most pleased with it.
What's this? An Arc Ranger Blu-ray? Huh, didn't think I would hear the phrase Blu-ray in NIKKE. Is this the one you gave her? Yeah. Then she must be somewhere near here. I'm not picking up any heat sources. Let's keep searching. Anybody got anything? I found this in the wreckage. Rapi holds up a tattered diary. I read a few of the entries inside. I want to go back. I don't want to go back. I want to go back. I don't want to go back. In reality, I have nowhere to go, but I still want to live. After a moment of silence, I close the diary. Let's keep searching. Sometime later, Master, I think I found her, but you probably don't want to see this. Yeah, she got killed, didn't she? Yep. Let's give her a proper burial. Are you not going to report it to the Ark? Let's just leave it. What has Ark ever done for her? After giving the refugee a proper burial, we head back to the Ark. Oh, that sucks. But if she's gone, who sent us the message? Scheduled message text. Start scheduled message testing. I haven't had much time to set this all up, but I think it's working. It was just getting rather suffocating in here, so I decided to head out for some sun. I mean, I'm on the surface, right? So I might as well enjoy it. Anyway, it wasn't long before I ran into a rapture, so I scurried back into the bunker right away. Thankfully, it's not following me anymore, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out what will happen next. If anything happens to me, I just wanted to say this. Thank you. Thank you for checking up on me, and thank you for asking me if I wanted to return. I've been working ever since I was 10. And not once did anyone take the time to ask me either I was okay or how I was feeling. Not once. Well, at least I've had the chance to meet you. So it's not all bad, right? I hope we can be friends for a long time. Yeah, so ends the story for the Ark Refugee and Chapter 16. Go and collect the rewards here. Collect those, collect that. So, due to time, we're going to Mars call it a session here. Sorry to kind of blue ball, you know, all like this. But when we do return to Goddess of NIKKE, aside from going to the Ark to see what happens next, we're going to also, actually, out of curiosity,
can do it.
let's see if, okay, that's going to trigger the cutscene. We'll see this cutscene, then we'll end things off. Meanwhile, at the Ark.
According to a netizen personally identifying themselves as a former researcher at Missilis, NIKKEs who have had their nymph removed are no longer under human control. Once these memory control devices are removed, NIKKEs are said to have their own free will. That begs the question, will a member of Matisse who can think for themselves continue to serve humans as they have before? Will they not be prone to voicing their grievances? Say, for example, "Finally, I'm free! I'm sick of risking my neck up on the surface for these humans!"
People freak out if we become corrupted, and they freak out if we're cured of it. I don't know what they want us to do.
I'm not sure. Why are people so terrified of us having free will? All we want to do is stand up for the weak, fight against evil, and bring justice upon this land. Why can't they see that?
That's probably just you.
Agree. Not that I want to bring harm to humanity, mind you. All I yearn for is to get my hands on research material. I could care less whether humans are in the picture. For me, reclaiming the surface is secondary.
So long as I've got something to tear down, I'm happy.
It is very probable that once NIKKEs can think for themselves, they will display a strong aversion to humans. As anxiety grows amongst the citizens and they begin to speak out against Missilis, the company still has not issued any official statement. In fact, they seem to be concealing any relevant information.
That's enough. It doesn't matter what happens. There's nothing we can do about it.
Okay. So we're heading to the Missilis headquarters in the Ark. That will be for later. So we're gonna we're more or less gonna, well, sorry to kind of blue ball y'all here, but we're gonna now call this session for NIKKE. And when we return, we're gonna see about heading to the Missilis HQ in the Ark, see about potentially what has become of us, and maybe see if Exotic is gonna get punished for what they did. And then aside from that, we're gonna also see about finally doing polls on the limited banners, and hopefully, if luck is gonna be on my side, maybe we'll be able to get all 5 of the Ava pilots. Hopefully, but we'll have to wait until then to find out for sure. So, for now, we'll call it for this session.
I think I can do it.
And I'll see you all next time for some more Goddess of NIKKE. So until then, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for some more Goddess of NIKKE. And I'll see you all next time. Take care.